Welcome to the Warrior's Journey podcast. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects. So, if you ever thought, I just need to be more consistent, or I wish I had more discipline, this episode is going to flip the entire way you think about consistency. Because here's the truth, it's not that you're not consistent, it's that the way you've been taught to do things was never made for your body. And the more you try to force it, the more you feel like the problem, but you're not. So today, we're going to dismantle the discipline myth and show you how to work with your body, not against it, for real results that stick without pushing, punishing, or losing your mind in the process. Let's dive in. We fight the powers that be. Come rule the world. So here's some things I don't talk about enough. I used to be the queen of doing it all. I was working 12 hours a day, trying to run a business, keep everything in line. And it was just so difficult to keep it all together, to keep clients happy, show up on social media, and still get 10K steps a day, eat clean, hit every workout, stay calorie deficit, have a social life, have a great skin, sleep 8 hours. And my rewards with all of this was PCOS, fatigue, bloating, adult acne that felt like teenager's revenge. My body was like, girl, we're done here. And I still thought the problem was me. I just needed to be stronger. I just needed to push harder. I just needed more willpower. Until one day I realized that I wasn't lazy. I wasn't inconsistent. I was chronically overwhelmed. My nervous system was stuck in go, go, go or die mode. And I was calling that discipline. When I finally stopped being mean to myself, when I stopped trying to earn the rest, when I made the decision to be my own best friend, things changed. My skin cleared, my energy came back, I started feeling sexy again, strong again, and success, it started flowing so much easier than it was. And this shift didn't just change my body, it changed my entire life. And this is what led me to build Artemis and the work I know now that is literally helping high achieving women like you. So I just want to say something very important here is that if something is not aligned with your body, it's going to be even more difficult. Why? Because your body is telling you again and again and again the answer, and it's already inside of you. My job here is to remember, to make you remember that everything's inside of you. And we're just in go, go, go mode all the time. And this podcast is not going to be about just stop and meditate and relax and everything is going to be fine. It's about those tips and tricks that I give my clients that are just golden nuggets that when they realize this and when they put this in practice, everything change. And that's what I want for you. The moment I stopped being mean to me and I started being my best friend, everything was more easy. I was so mean since fucking ever. I was so mean because it was just never enough. My standards for myself were so high and don't like, they're still high right now. They are still high, but I'm letting myself a chance to be aligned with those standards. And I'm not killing myself every day for them. And this is what I want for you too. The consistency myth, okay? Now, here's where we get into the good stuff. Let's talk about the idea of consistency. So many women I speak with, especially on those breakthrough calls, they just start by saying the same thing. I just wish I was more consistent. I always fall off. I do it for a while, then I can stick with it. there's nothing that is more killing me that them saying like, I don't understand. I must be the problem. You're not broken. And I know you don't think you're broken, but I know in your mind you keep telling you like, why is it not working for me? You know? So it's the method that you've been using that might be broken. We've been taught that being consistent means rigid routines, no flexibility, no margin for being a human. And then we wonder why we can't keep it up. Because here's the science behind it. Your brain works in triggers and loops. So when you create a habit, it's because the trigger, boredom, stress, your phone lighting up, create a pattern, an automatic response. So what I teach my client is to stop the loop. Why am I telling you this? Because every time you're like, I don't understand why when I tell myself I won't do this thing, then I come back and do it all over again. Just talk about our phones for a second, okay? And I'll tell you a story that I had with a girl in a breakthrough call, and it was really, really, really like this gonna explain to you everything. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. So it's just when we have a trigger, it brings an action, a reaction after. So if you're used to like, "Oh, when I think about my phone, I'm gonna leave my phone. When I don't feel good, I'm gonna like eat everything in my fridge." And we're gonna talk about more about those things after. Okay. Like all those are triggers. And if you don't create space with those triggers, it's gonna be so hard for you to change those habits. Okay. So to stop the loop, you don't need to force discipline. Okay. You just need to create a gap between the trigger and the action. So one of my clients had this moment on a breakthrough call. She was overwhelmed because she's running her business on social media and she started a workout and 5 minutes later she checked Instagram to see if she has DMs to answer. Like if you're in the online business, you already know your phone is basically glued to your palm because you always have to answer clients, people, everything. Okay. So like she was like, I don't understand. It takes me so long. And this is something I've tried to do and I know that I have to do. And this is something so important in my world. Is like nothing is complicated. You know what to do, you just don't do it. So I'm not here to give you more information about what you should do. I'm here to help you do the things you know are good for you. Okay. So what I told her, it was like, because I'm gonna tell you, like, she was setting herself up for failure, okay? And that's what most of us do. So I tell her the 1 minute pause, okay? I'm like, next time you feel the urge, just pause for a second, take a deep breath, and wait 1 minute. Or you can even start slower for like 5 second rule, okay? So, and after that, if you still want to open your phone, go for it and don't nail yourself on the head like I didn't do it. No, you did it. You did your 5 second, 30 second, 1 minute, whatever you start with. Okay. And the more easy you can start, the better it is. Okay. So then most of the time, you will not need to do that. And she was like, okay, fine. You know what? I'm just going to leave my phone outside the room so I don't even touch it. And I was like, here we go again. The same thing. I'm like, how long did you try that for? And she said, like, a while, I guess. And that's when I knew she wasn't being consistent, not because she lacked discipline, but because she kept setting herself up to fail. So the really important thing that you need to know is that I told her, then why don't you just start by the 5 second, 30 second, 1 minute rule? And the more you can create that gap, the less you're going to need it. And then you're going to be able to leave it in another room. But it's just so important for you to understand that we do the same thing with everything. oh, I'm going to start working out next week more consistently. I'm going to do 5 days a week and I'm not going to miss out. But then you've been like trying to do 2 days a week and it's so hard, but you're like, no, no, I know it's important. I get motivation. I'm going to do it. It's not about motivation. It's not about you being not good enough. It's about creating success the right way. Okay. So it's very important that you understand that you need to create the most little change you want to have the biggest result. And this will seem maybe like repeating to you, but I think the way I'm going to explain it to you, because that's one of my genius, taking things that are very complicated and make it very actionable and easy, stupid, simple for you. Okay. I'm gonna teach you my 100% rule. Okay. So one other thing, we went on a call with that specific time on the breakthrough call also is that she work on social media. So what she do when she eats, she either is on her phone or either at night she listen to a movie or a show with her husband. And you know what? That's what we all do. Like 80% of the time. And that's what I was doing before. I mean, before I moved in a van, little story time here. Before I lived in a van, I was always wanted to eat in front of the TV also. I was like coming back to work when I was working and I was a paramedic. I was like, okay, you go back to work, you eat, you listen to the TV, you go to sleep, repeat, you know? And it's just like, it lacks the connection thing. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that you need to eat in the present moment. And you already know that. I'm not telling you this to be like, you're not doing this. No, I'm just explaining you something. But to finish that story, then I moved in a van. I didn't watch TV for a while, even though at that time for like a year. And then I moved in a van for 3 years and a half. And now here I don't even listen to TV. So I don't remember last time I listened to a TV show, but like it's been game changer for me. But I'm not saying it's wrong. I love going to like cinema and all those things. It was just a little story time for you. So go back to that class. I was like, and I'm going to teach you this rule at the same time. How much percentage is it possible for you to eat in the present moment every day at every meal? And she was like, I don't know. I was like, be real, because we need to be real here. Okay. She's like, maybe like 30%. I'm like, okay. So we're not going to do that. So what about once a day? And she was like, yeah, I can do that 100%. I'm like, you're sure? Even on the weekend, even she's like, oh, yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe of the weekdays. Okay. So 1 meal a day in the weekdays, you're going to be in the present moment. You sure you can do that? I'm like, we can put less than that. It's like, no, no, no. I'm sure I can do that. So that's the 100% rule. Same thing if you want to do workouts. Same thing if you want to start sleeping earlier. Same thing if you want to eat more protein, whatever it is. Okay. All the things you know you should do, just start by the 100% rule. Okay. I want to wake up earlier every day. I wake up at 8 and I want to wake up at 5. Good. How much percentage is there? Is this realistic for you to wake up at 5 every day when you wake up at 8 right now? Not a lot. Right. So we're going to do maybe 3 days a week, maybe 2 days a week, or just maybe we do something even more easy. Oh, okay. So what about 7:45 days a week? Claudia, that's dumb. For sure I can do that. Yeah, here we go. I want you to do, Claudia, that's so dumb. For sure I can do that. Then that's what we do. Okay? We don't need to do something that's stretching you. Why? Because here's where we flip the game in my world. We don't do perfection. We do what actually works. So The 100% rule is really, really, really easy. What is the percentage of chance that this will actually work 100% for you this week? And if your answer is not 100%, you lower, you lower, you lower, you lower, and you keep going until you say, this is so dumb, it's impossible to fail. Of course I can do this. Then that's your baseline. Because guess what? When you win, even a small thing in your brain releases dopamine. Yes, here we go with the science. You build momentum, you build confidence, you actually want to do more. But every time you say you'll do something and you don't, your self-trust takes a hit. The mental narrative turns into, I'm a failure. Why can't I stick to anything? Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. That narrative is what kills your consistency. Not your willpower, not your calendar. Okay? So promise me once, if you try to put something and it's not, please just change it to something that is fucking stupid, simple, and that you're 100% sure you can do it. I'm gonna tell you a story about me with my work, okay? When I did the switch in English, here we go, me explaining things to do and not doing it. As coaches, we always do that, okay? And I work with a lot of coaches that are clients of mine. And the most important thing is having someone for you. Having someone that helps you with accountability is big. And walking your talk is even better. So having someone to help you with this is super important. So one thing that I knew that week, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So I have to create that funnel. I have to create those emails. I have to create those messaging. I have to film all those things. I'm like, okay, I put that in my schedule. My schedule is blocked. Everything's there. I have all the steps. What do? Nothing. I overwhelm because my schedule is too full. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. And then I do little dumb shit like answering just messages all day and like working all day. But it's not work because you haven't finished the thing that was really important for you to finish. So at the end of the day and at the end of the week, you're still saying to yourself, I'm a failure. I didn't do it. I didn't do the things I wanted to do this week. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm sure I'm not the only one that lived that, right? So that weekend, I was like, okay, okay. It's not working. And Einstein says doing something that's not working again and again is stupidity. So I'm trying to not be stupid. So I'm like, what's the most important thing that I need to know and do this week? Okay. It was finding an idea. I was like, this is simple. This is easy. I can find an idea. Good. Okay. So I was motivated. I was like, okay, this week I have all week to find an idea. And I'm already thinking, like, yeah, girl, I have shit to do. Me too. So the day I found the idea, I was like so motivated and so happy because I was not pressured. I was not stressed. And I was in the celebration because, like, this is the best thing I ever created. Okay. If you know, it's literally the limitless shift. If you don't know what it is, you can go in the podcast episode number 2 and it's in the show notes, or you can directly message me on Instagram at Artemis Conscious Wellness and I'm going to give you the link. It's also in my link tree. Go back to it. So then I created all of it. I filmed the videos. I did the funnel. I did all of this. Why? Because I worked on wins. For me, was I was doing more than I was expecting. So I was just ever happy of everything I was doing. I was like, wow, I did this, even I did this, I did this, I did this. And I was on a momentum, I was on a flow, and I was motivated. Why? Because I didn't fucking set myself to failure. So please stop doing that. And please use the 100% rule. How this shows up in everything. This same pattern shows up everywhere. In how you eat, in your workouts, in your boundaries, in your business. Every try has like super restrictive diet, and then every time you fall off by Friday, right? Because your body just knew it was not realistic. Anyway, ever tried to train 6 days a week out of guilt? Your body doesn't want punishment, it wants safety. And your body is not fighting you, it's trying to protect you. When something feels hard to stick, it's often because your body knows it's not sustainable for you. So I want to explain to you the other part that's very fucking important. Success shouldn't require suffering. So I'll say that again, just so like you understand. Success in your business, in your body, in your life shouldn't require suffering. So I'll say something that might piss some of you off, but you don't have to suffer to feel good. You don't have to push to be successful, and effort is not the problem. But over efforting, that's survival. That's fear. That's your nervous system stuck in old patterns that is keeping you there. What we do instead inside Artemis is building success by working with the body. So it looks like your body feels nourishing. Your food is in a battle. You don't overthink everything you eat. Your mind is in a war with your goals. And most importantly, you feel like you again. So something that's very, very, very important to understand is that all the time you're like, oh, this is not working, because it's not supposed to be like that. You're not obligated to work 6 days a week, work out 6 days a week, or work every day of the week to have success. You're not obligated to eat 1,200 calories to be lean. I eat so much more. I work out so much less, but I do it in an effective. Most of the clients that come to see me, even coaches, even naturopaths, they're like, I don't know. It's all the supplements. It's all those things that I have to take. It's all those things that I have to do to be healthy, and stop with those have tos. I tell you, it's so more simple than what you think. When you really give your body what it needs, then you don't have cravings anymore. You know, I told you in the beginning with the trigger and the trick to give a gap between the trigger. But those trigger with cravings don't happen to me anymore. I don't have cravings anymore. I didn't know that it was possible to have fucking chocolate of Easter here on my counter, in my face every day, and looking at it and be like, meh. And if I want to eat it, I'm going to eat it. There's no problem with that. But I don't have a problem. Why? Because I give my body what it needs. And so weird. Those muscles, those abs, those glutes, this leanness that I wanted for so long didn't happen while suffering, didn't happen while restricting so much, cutting food, right? It happened when I understood how my body works. So when you feel like you're doing everything right, maybe it's just that you didn't unlock that level of awareness of what your body really needs. And this is something that is very important for consistency too. If you try to have consistency, eating 1,200 calories a day, doing 12K steps a day, working out every day, doing those HIIT workouts, and wondering why you cannot keep it up, you're not broken. You're not the problem. The method needs to change. So in my next solo episode, I'm going to tell you. So it's going to be the 6th episode. I'm going to tell you what the wellness industry don't want you to know. I'm going to explain to you why it doesn't work like you think it would with the thing you see online, with the supplements. Because if you understood how your body works, you won't need to buy all those things, right? So go check it out. And if this episode hit a nerve, you're not alone. This is what works on every day inside my world. We build strategies for success that actually fit your body, your business, and your life, not what someone bro on Instagram say you should be doing, right? If you ever feeling stuck and you're ready to stop forcing what actually works and finally build consistency that feels good, I'd love to invite you to a breakthrough call. It's a call where we're figure out exactly what's keeping you stuck or what's really going on behind the inconsistency. And map out a tangible plan for you to shift into ease and success. So the link is in the show note. And if you feel the pull, and if not yet, keep listening. There's more coming. You don't need more discipline. You need to stop building your goals around someone else's life and start building them around yours. See you in the next episode. And for the breakthrough call, I'm giving you a discount. So usually that call is 333, and I give you it for 111 just because you listened to that podcast. So I'm going to give you the link just here. And if you have any question, don't hesitate.